Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. Thank you for growing with me. I was listening to my episode from yesterday, and I noticed that I said Mr. Maurice. I'm just having a hard time calling him White for some reason. Mr. Maurice White. Okay, I said right yesterday, but he was right. He right. Okay, and he's white. Maurice White. Okay, I got it now. I got it. Okay. Sometimes stuff be tongue twisters to me, and it'll come out, and then I didn't even realize, that it came out like that. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you something. I done been through a lot in my life. A lot. I have been through a journey of oppression from the time when I was 20 years old. And just led, trusting, believing, a lot of times. But I can't even fault nobody for that, because my actions are my actions, and I have to take account for my own actions. But I want to tell you something. Majority of my life, my entire life, since I was 23, I have been under somebody's control, somebody's domination, telling me what to do, somebody running me, being part of a relationship, and somebody wanting to control me. So therefore, I wound up going through a lot of oppression and traffic jams in my life. Traffic jams that were caused by me, traffic jams caused by other people, but what I realize is I am in control of me. This is my destiny, my God-given purpose. I'm not here to be a man's servant. I'm not here to be running up behind somebody. See, because that's all I did. Even in this last marriage, my whole life was really consumed up with all he wanted to do and what was concerning him, and the control and the domination. I didn't see it inside of it, but people on the outside saw it. And that pushed my family on the way, the control and everything. And that just helped even further damage the relationship with your family. It does. And it's when you in something like that, it starts to get worse and worse and worse. It gets gradually worse. And you're descending, and you're not knowing that you're descending with a narcissistic person. You're not even realizing that you are under abuse, because I didn't even realize that I was under this type of abuse until I stepped out. So that's why we're in a spiritual warfare. Narcissism is going through people. It is. It's a form of evil to cause someone to act like this without a heart and a conscience, and you just don't think about somebody. They have to get it together. They're going to have to get it together once the behavior gets exposed. See, I didn't even realize there's anything like narcissist abuse, narcissist behavior. I didn't even understand about narcissism until he admitted it. And I looked it up and read about it. So, but it's very damaging. It is. And that's why it needs to be addressed. It needs to be talked about. And so I wanted to go there real quick and talk about that, because narcissism will cause someone to kill themselves. Narcissism is mental abuse. It's not so much physical abuse, but it's horrible mental abuse. It's trauma. It is. It's trauma. Just like oppression is trauma. Oppression is a descendant of evil, of the evil of slavery. And so we're still under this harsh, cruel, injustice system that we've been dealing with, that's been turned against us. But we're making strides to do right. We're making strides to make it better. I saw a beautiful picture of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, our president and vice president. Very beautiful picture of them walking together. And it just reminded me that we're on the side of righteousness, and empathy and love and caring and understanding. We're trying, even though we're not perfect people, we're trying to do better in God. We're growing in God. We're trying, he's one man. He's one person. And you can't expect one person just to have all the answers, as far as trying to, in politics, trying to satisfy this different person, that different person, this group, that group, it's just impossible. So, but look here, he has made decisions that have positively began to affect African Americans. His first stance was standing against white supremacy at his inauguration speech. I appreciated that very much. And he has since committed to putting an African woman on the Supreme Court should an opening come available. And I praise him for that. I praise him for at least attempting to make strides towards genuine equality. So we are headed in that direction. We just have to keep holding on and keep pushing, legislation through, keep letting them hear our voices, and most importantly, keep growing in God. That's what you have to do. Just keep growing in God. You don't want to get down there and be marching with the evil. That's not the way to get your voices heard. You start growing in love. And our love and strength and power in numbers will help propel us over this oppression. Not only help propel us over this oppression, but it's going to help break down that celebrity ring. I'm breaking through that celebrity ring, honey. I'm getting through there. I'm penetrating. I am. And not to hobnob with no celebrities, but to let them know that we are growing in love as Dr. King wanted us to. I want Stevie Wonder to know that we're growing in love, and Ghana can be his summer home. We are rising all over the world. This has become a movement. The movement is so powerful. It's being propelled by the ancestors. Oh, they are driving it. I'm telling you, they are on me. Just like when you ride down the road and somebody is behind you, tailgating you, and you trying to go a little faster, you realize they tailgating you, then you really start going fast. It's just like that. They are pushing me. Every so often I hear the song Keep On Pushing Me, or I hear the Temptations Ball of Confusion, or I hear Marvin Gaye Make Me Want to Holler, or I hear Michael Jackson say This Is It, or I hear Tupac say keep your head up. All those freedom fighters in my head. And then the Queen Harriet Tubman, I see her face. I know it's time to move in. Because these spirits are not resting. They are pushing me. They really are. They are pushing this movement. And I'm telling you, it is so strong that if I was to walk away from the GROW program, if I were to walk away, I would face serious judgment in the afterlife. So that's how strong and how powerful it is. But the beautiful thing is, it's a beautiful ending to this story. It started off horrible in a haunted house, but it's a beautiful ending to this story, and you all are part of the ending. That is the beautiful thing. You were there, from the beginning, and you all going to be part of the ending. And, we're going to have more people growing. We can start dreaming, start beginning to think about building wealth, starting to think about rising from the oppression, start to think about stop falling for these setups and traps that's all around the corner waiting on us. Stop being a part of the spiritual warfare. Start throwing love on folks instead of throwing hate. That's just like throwing gasoline on a fire. Walk away, go meditate on the Lord, meditate on the ancestors. You got a dearly departed one. who you miss, somebody who left you, somebody who gone. Meditate on them. Ask God, send me a beloved ancestor, send me my beloved to guide me. But see, you got to let go. You got to stop doing you got to stop doing foolishness. You got to stop cutting up. It ain't no more doing me, because doing you is messing you up. You can't do that no more. You got to do right now. It's time to get with some get right. See, you done came to the fork in the road. It's all comes down. This is spiritual warfare, and it truly comes down to this. Either you want to do good or you want to do evil. That's all it is to it. You want to do right or you don't want to do right. Your heart got to be in the right place. Your heart, the heart is the design, it's the architect for our actions. That's what motivates us, to go do something. Go, what your heart, what's behind it? What's your motivation? Just like when somebody meets somebody, what kind of car you got? What's your motivation? What that got to do with anything? We got to stop thinking like this about one another. You got to look at somebody's heart. You got to look inside. Try to get to know that person. Really, a person, is really sad that somebody just look at a person's face instead of trying to get to know them as a person and what's really their purpose. And help guide that purpose, help be a part of that purpose, especially when you see it's something positive, and we need to stop being like crabs in a bucket. We need to stop holding one another down, tearing one another up, talking about one another, gossiping about one another, asking about one another. Let's stop doing that. Let's lift one another up. Let's encourage one another. Let's give one another some hope. That's the one thing that we got that they can't take away from us is hope. We got that. We got hope. Some people have lost hope in God. But I'm here to tell you that God is real. There's a force greater than the evil that's on this earth that's going to bring us up over this oppression. I'm here. I have risen from the dust of the oppression of this country and the oppression of myself to let you know that God is real and we gonna come up. The revolution will not be televised. The freedom fighter was right. Man, when we bust up on the scene, I'm telling you, we are growing. Just keep growing in God. Keep rising, my people. Keep rising. Tell someone to grow, because this is how we grow. We're going to come up over this oppression, and we're going to take our royal and not inferior position in this world the way we were supposed to be. Just reckoned upon, recognized, looked upon, referred to. Not looked down as we have always been looked to, before as animals. That's really sad that minorities have to be looked at in a different kind of way as someone else. And it all boils down to that one name, that one color, and it's white. That's not even a race. See, that's the one thing that we need to fix, and I'm hoping and praying that and believing that when the Supreme Court justices, when they get together, they're going to end hate speech. This has got to stop. That's where it starts at the top. The hate speech has got to end. It is not okay for people to say that you don't belong here just because you different than them. Your skin color is different. We're all the same. We all got a heart. We need to use it and love, before judgment, and not be a part of the spiritual warfare of evil. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom all over the world. Let's rise.